video, I'm going to tell you how to speak powerfully and assertively. I'm Bruce Lambert from HowCommunicationWorks.com. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started. In the last video, I talked about politeness. Specifically, I talked about the politeness, about the relationship between the power and social distance and politeness and ranking and politeness. But I just want to focus on power today. So the general rule in politeness is the more powerful the speaker is in relation to the listener, they have to use power today. And there's an inverse version of that power today. The less polite someone is with someone, the more powerful you will perceive them. They're being very deaf. So if someone uses a lot of politeness to us, deferential, and we can tell, that they're bowing down to us with they are deferring to us. So the example I often use is that in Japanese culture, for example, by beating people, ritual as a show of ritual deference. So in the United States, we don't bow to one another. We show deference verb saying please by beating around the bush, by being indirect, by beating a ritual. And doing all sorts of this other verbal and deference. But nevertheless, we are pharmacists trying to talk to. I gave pharmacists a task where they had to recommend a drug to a physician who had medication error or initiations. So instead of saying, I recommend drug X, they said, I recommend drug X. Would you maybe think about trying drug X? Or they say, so they would play all these games. In effect, they were bowing to the physician, but physically, like the Japanese might bow to show deference. So the key to speaking powerfully, ironically, is don't be too polite. Don't verbal, ritual. Deference. So assertiveness is the opposite of that. And power is the opposite of that. One of the ways we show power is by not showing so when you have a request to make, or if you want to be perceived as don't use too much politeness. Be direct. Say it as directly as you possibly can. That means no hedging, no. That is the most powerful way you can say it, because the less politeness you use, the more powerful rule about power and politeness. So when you refuse politeness, you must be a powerful person who doesn't. If you're with someone who's genuinely much more powerful than you, who is institutionally much more powerfully than you, like if you're in the military, I recommend doing this to your superiors. If you're in another situation where the other person is institutionally and officially more than you, you have to be careful about not on. But in situations where it's not clear who has the official power, and you want to assert your power, then do not use verbal deference. That means don't be too polite. Doesn't mean be rude or profane or obscene or inappropriate. It just means or profane or obscene or inappropriate. No hedging, no indirectness, no beating, no apologies. So try it. Politeness is the opposite to polite. Okay, you heard it here first. Like, subscribe. Come on over to How Communication